Hey guys, Mad Theories here. Now, today we're going to talk about Kisame. Now, everybody know that Kisame, basically, like, he was the man. It's like, between him and Itachi, like, they made, like, the perfect duo. Like it was just, like, he was good. Like I used to love playing as this guy and freaking in Storms and in freaking Naruto Ultimate Ninja. Like, this man was good. Like, especially with his Water Shark Bomb Jutsu, especially how in Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2, like, that sucker, like, literally it follows you, and then in Storms 3 and 4, like, it basically, I used to love the hell out of Kisame. But aside that, now I was thinking, I was like, well, what would have happened if Kisame would have, like, he would have never died. Like, even though, like, his main fight with my god, and basically he had his sharks kill him, and then had one shark deliver back the scroll over to, I think it was Obito, Evil Obito. Yeah, it was like over to Obito and whatnot. But it was like, nah, like, what would have happened, like, if he would have basically would have lived? Now, okay, sure, the fight would have happened between him and my god, but he would have eventually would have escaped. He would have got out of dodge, because he would have known he wouldn't have been strong enough to beat my guy at, what he used, 6 gates, 7 gates, 6. I forgot. I think it was either 6 gates. I think he used either 6 or 7 gates that he used on him. But it was like you know, it wasn't enough to, like, stop him. Like, sure, he tried, he did, like, his crazy Water Shark Bomb jutsus and whatnot, and it didn't really work out, because it's like, you know, obviously, come on, because my guy, he was broken. Like, from the beginning to the end, like, he was freaking broken. So it was still a good fight, but it was nothing much Kisame could have done. But in my theory is that if he would somehow would escape, he still would have been on the battlefield and whatnot, and then they would have been all, like, obviously, like, fighting, like, you know, the Shinobi Alliance and whatnot, and he still would have played, like, a really good deal into it, like, because Kisame was powerful. Like, you know, he had, like, a lot of crazy chakra control, and imagine, well, actually, no, because his sword basically left him. It felt remorse because he died, but the sword basically left him. So I was like, well, you know, Kisame still was doing fine on his own, even without the sword and stuff. So I was like, well, like, you know, because even though it devours, like, chakra and whatnot, and it's like, you know, it was still sick, you know, it was still sick. But if he was basically still on the battlefield and he was been fighting and whatnot, I'm telling you, Kisame still would have been crazy. He still would have been crazy and whatnot. And the only person that probably would have defeated him or ended up defeating him would have been Mike Ga. But I felt like Kisame would have never died. Like, I think he probably would have still stayed around until Naruto Sasuke came along, and, you know, they still would have been fighting. Because the thing is, it's like, Kisame, I felt like he was a grunt, but he wasn't stupid. Like, he was a grunt, but he wasn't stupid, because it's like, he didn't allow himself to be reanimated. Like, he knew, he was like, because he thought when Obito took off his mask, he thought he was Madara. So he was like, oh, I know who you are, like that. But it was like, he didn't quite know. But he knew enough. He knew well enough to not have himself being reanimated back into the world, because he was like, I'm not playing this game. I'm not playing this game. If I go out, I go out on my record, and y'all not gonna you know, salvage my. I mean, only person that could probably take some sort of DNA would be Orochimaru, if he was to, like, gather up his blood aspects and make, like, some sort of Kisame clone. That's, like, the only thing. But again, there's nothing left of this dude. Like, after his sharks devoured, it was nothing left of this dude. So it was like, you know, it was whatever on there. But I personally felt that Kisame would have never, like, after when he would have seen the whole plans of what Obito and what the true Madara was doing, I felt like he probably would have defected over and would have been like, you know, this was it. Like, you know, we win, and, like, sure, I'm helping you win the fight, but, like, this was it. Like, you want to turn people into plant food and vegetables, like what is this? I don't want to be this and whatnot. And then he probably would have defected. And I feel like two things would have either happened. Either one, he would have defected and he would have went over to the Shinobi Alliance and like, alright, screw you guys, I'm not going to be vegetable food and whatnot, and I'm going to basically fight with them to take you guys down. And the second theory probably would have been, he still would have been on their side. And even there, he still would have been on their side, and probably my guy would have took him down. And then it probably would have just eventually would have led up to the fight between Mike Guy versus Madara, and Madara would have been even more happy of the guy. He was like, oh my god, like you took down Kisame and whatnot. But then again, he still wouldn't have cared because he was like, well, you know, he's whatever and whatnot. It's just between me and you and stuff. But it's like, again, like Kisame wasn't, he was a grunt, but he wasn't somewhat that stupid as well. So it's like, yeah, like I felt like he probably would have defected and probably at one point would have died. Like probably Obito would have maybe killed them, or Madara probably would have killed them and whatnot, because he would have put up an interesting fight, having all those water shock bombs going off. Like I'm telling you, like Kisame would have tried. Kisame would have tried his best probably to take them down and whatnot, because it's like I said before, like Kisame wasn't stupid. He wasn't stupid. Sure, he gained enough power to like become and be part of the Akatsukis, and he did it on his own will. Like he had what he wanted to do. Like he betrayed one of the I think one of the legendary 7 swordsmen of the mist. I think he took his sword, because there was like a little story of him, I think, where he took his sword and he killed him with his sword, or he did something with him. I can't possibly remember, but I know Kisame did something, and then he was actually part of, I think, the legendary swordsman of the mist. But I can't fully remember on Kisame's like story. Like I just can't remember. But I know Kisame, he had some sort of like enhancement in there and stuff. But yeah, it was just like you know, Kisame was just, he was the man. It was like, it was a smart thing that he didn't get himself like reincarnated and stuff, because, well, not reincarnated, but reanimated, because again, he would have been on the battlefield just tearing it up. Because imagine Kisame dead. Imagine him dead. He's dead and whatnot, and if he would have been reanimated and whatnot, then it would have been broken, because then you would have had Itachi doing his own thing, and then you would have had Kisame doing his own thing, and he's reanimated, and you gotta imagine a reanimated Kisame, and he's broken, unlimited water shock bomb, god, you broken and uncanny, into he would have been eventually would have been defeated. But I would have said if he would have been reanimated, I probably say nah, like he probably would have not fight my guy again, but he probably would have fought either maybe Killer Bee or maybe Killer Bee, probably like Killer Bee, because they did have like the fight and Killer Bee basically won, but he hid himself inside the sword, which was cool because only person that ever detected him was Naruto, and Naruto was like, yo, since this dark presence up in here, like, yo, that sucker's evil. Next thing you know, he was like, yo, it's coming from that sword. And he was pointing, and then that's when Kisame was like, yo, how he find me out? That's not even right. How he found me out? And so he had to, like, you know, make some moves and whatnot. But I'm telling you, like, Kisame was one smart ninja, though. Like, somewhat of a smart ninja. Like, people would say, like, oh, well, you know, Kisame was just a grunt. Like, he didn't know too much. He knew certain things. Like, I felt like Kisame was slightly like Orochimaru. He slightly was like Orochimaru. Like, he knew what was going on, knew certain things, but in this case for Orochimaru, he didn't really take any part. But for Kisame, he was just there. Like, he was still a soldier until the end. And even if he would have defected, he probably still would have been a soldier until the end, until he would have died, because, like, let's just say Obito, Madara, and then Kisame, like the main three, if anything. And then next thing you know, Madara would have defected and turned on him, because he would have been like, I got all this power, you served me well and stuff. But after what Madara would have did to Sasuke and whatnot, he would have been thinking like, yo, this dude, he's like, they like the last 3 members of the Uchiha clan, and he doesn't really care like that. And then he would think like, well, he don't really care about me, so tell him the fact. Tell him the fact. And you know, I'll tell you, man, like Kisame probably would have done something like that, because it's like you can't really count the man out. You can never really count the man out, because as much as what people would say, like, oh, he was just a grunt, or you know, he was whatever. No, Kisame was smart. He was smart. He was not stupid to let himself being being reanimated. So that should tell some people something. He was powerful enough for Might God to use I think six or 7 gates on him. But you know, there was that. But yeah, if you like what you heard what you like. You know, please subscribe, share, all that wonderful stuff. I'll catch you later.